Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making what I always knew as 7-layer cookies, but you may know them as Hello Dollies or magic bars. No matter what you call them, they're absolutely delicious. My mother always made these during the holidays. Now I'm buttering a 9 by 13 inch pan, and I just use my butter wrapper. It works just fine. Now the first layer to what I call 7-layer cookies is a Graham Cracker Crust. And I have got a stick of salted butter. I like the salted butter because you need just a little bit of salt in this recipe because it's very rich and very sweet. Next comes a 1.5 cups of Graham Cracker Crumbs. I made my own, and I always like to leave a little bit of texture in my Graham Cracker Crumbs. I think it's delicious. Now I'm using my hands to do this because you're going to pat it out in your baking dish anyway, so you might as well just go ahead and get in there. These bring back such great memories. My mother never had candy in our house growing up. Now, we would go to the store, and if I got a little bit of spending money or it was a special trip to the store, I could get a candy bar, but it was not kept in our house. It was only a treat. But my mother always had homemade things. And when she made these, like I said, they were my favorites. And this is done. Looks delicious. And now on to the second layer. I've got some sweetened coconut flakes, and these are going right over the top of this Graham Cracker crust, and I just want to make sure that they get all evenly distributed. This would make a perfect recipe for beginning cooks. You're just basically layering ingredients. Now on to this third layer, and that is some butterscotch chips. And again, we're just going to sprinkle these all over the top, making sure that they get everywhere because these are going to be cut up into bars, and so we definitely want to share the love. The fourth layer is some chocolate chips, and I'm using semi-sweet chocolate chips because, like I said, there's a lot of sweet going on here, and so the semi-sweet work the best in my opinion. And the thing that holds this all together is sweetened condensed milk. Oh my goodness. I love this stuff. I could just eat it all by itself. Now, come on, you. Wow, I should get a picture of that. That looked delicious. Now, I'm going to drizzle this. Hopefully, I'm going to drizzle this. I might have should have heated it up. Oh, goodness. This isn't going to drizzle near as well as I thought it would. But we're going to make this happen. Let's help it along a little bit. I'll use a knife for this. Come on. Come on. I tell you what, since this was a little difficult to pour, I'm just going to give it a little help and spread it out just a little bit. Normally, I don't have to do this, but it is getting cooler, so that sweetened condensed milk just didn't want to pour like I wanted it to. Usually you can just drizzle it all over the top. But you know what I'm about to do. I cannot help myself. Yum. I'm telling you, y'all, I could eat that all by itself. Now, if this wasn't already enough, I have got a cup of chopped pecans, and y'all, these are pecans from Shoot Pecan Company. You know I love Shoot Pecan Company. And if if you go by there, ask for Sandy and tell her I sent you. Now these are going all on top. Oh, y'all. Doesn't this look wonderful? Now I finished these off just a little differently than my mother did. As I said, these are very rich and very sweet, and we have the salted butter in the Graham Cracker Crust, but I add just a tiny bit of kosher salt to the top. Not much, just a little sprinkling, and you will not taste salt in this. This is just going to enhance all these delicious flavors. And I didn't even use not even a quarter of a teaspoon. Like I said, just a little pinch on top. Now I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and these are going in for about 25 to 30 minutes. Y'all, I can hardly wait. I will be sitting by the oven impatiently waiting for these to come out. Look at these. They just came out of the oven. I don't know whether you can see it or not. But see how it's bubbling in the center and it's all nice and brown? That's when you know that these are done. Now I let these cool completely before I cut them into these cute little bars. I like to cut the smaller pieces. That way I can always have two. And I kept the corner for myself. Let's go in for a taste. Y'all, these are out of this world. They hit on all cylinders. You've got the little salty Graham Cracker Crust, and then almost a fudgy-like center. The coconut is gooey, and then the pecans on top, and just that tiny bit of salt made a big difference. Yum. Oh my goodness. I hope that you'll make these. It's an oldie, but it's definitely a goodie. You're a blessing to me. Thanks so much for watching. Will you press that like button and share this with your friends? And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Kathy's Southern Kitchen on Facebook and YouTube. Well, I hear honey out there barking up a storm. Our yard people are here, so maybe they'd like one. We'll see. You know I'm going to share. I'll see you next time. Bye.